Would Sheldon's journey into fatherhood include agreements with his kids? Will we learn the mystery behind Howard's dad's letter? And what if his mom also wrote him a letter that he just hasn't found yet? And will Raj stay the seventh wheel forever? Hi, I'm Jody. Even though our favorite show has ended, let's imagine how a 13th season might go for our couples and Singleton. What does Sheldon's parenting style look like? We think we'd see Amy giving birth to a healthy young boy or girl. Heck, let's be wild and imagine twins. Now, the possibility of Amy being pregnant isn't that far-fetched at all if you paid attention in season 12. Fans think there were just too many hints for it to be coincidence. Like the baby book Amy gave Sheldon, and Sheldon telling Amy he wants children. Psst, we've got a video on the finale's unanswered questions here. Okay, well, if Amy is indeed pregnant, it opens many plot lines, such as seeing the couple adjusting to family life. Knowing Sheldon and how particular he is, it would probably be one of two extremes though, either blissful or catastrophic. Nothing in between. For example, we know that Sheldon thinks hand-holding is disgusting, unsanitary, the spread of dangerous pathogens, and only acceptable if either party is in danger of falling off a cliff. We are quite certain he'll apply this thinking to his kids too. Although we do think his character development in the season finale suggests that he will make compromises and be a great, albeit hilarious, dad. Oh, and we all remember his agreements, both with his roommates and Amy, so our theory is that he will sign agreements with his offspring as well. Actually, in the spin-off series Young Sheldon, he's got 2 kids and signed agreements with both of them. We think it would be cool if one of the kids inherits Sheldon's peculiarities. Imagine a little replica of Sheldon. In that case, it would be a breeze, and dad and son would be thick as thieves. But also, how would the introduction of a child impact Sheldon on a deeper level, considering his childhood trauma? Quick recap, when Sheldon was 13, he saw his father cheating on his mom. This is actually where his famous 3-knock policy originated. 1 knock is traditional, the other 2 are for people to get their pants on. In short, there are so many possibilities for Sheldon and Amy. Another season would definitely be possible. Next up, let's talk about the show's other interesting couple. Will Penny and Leonard enjoy parenthood or not? Like Sheldon and Amy, these two are a match that has the potential for either extreme happiness or extreme disaster. The key difference? While Sheldon and Amy's personalities are more similar, Penny and Leonard are pretty much like the sun and the moon. So how would they adjust to parenthood? Let's see. As we learned in the finale, Penny is pregnant. Leave it to Sheldon to accidentally let the cat out of the bag during his Nobel acceptance speech. All through the final season, Leonard was very desperate to continue his genetic legacy, but Penny was really resistant to the idea of motherhood. Side note, many viewers were puzzled by her abrupt change of heart when she found out she was pregnant. Showrunner Steve Holland told Entertainment Weekly that the decision was meant to serve as a callback to a line Leonard said in the pilot when he met Penny for the first time. "Our babies will be smart and beautiful." Sweet, right? Here's our theory. We think these two will obviously struggle a bit once the baby arrives and the sleepless nights commence. But after a while, they'll get into the groove of things. We say this because they were so great at taking turns at babysitting Sheldon all throughout the show. If you can handle Sheldon, you can handle anything, right? We saw many hilarious scenarios where Leonard was upset that he had to be the boring parent and she got to be the fun one. So we'd say these two are set up to be great parents. Next, it's time to speculate about Howard and Bernie's cry for help. So what if season 13 shook things up a bit and gave Howard and Bernadette some sort of crisis to work through together? One crisis that could be thrown their way would be if Dr. Wallowitz decides to finally do his PhD. He won't have a lot of free time, which could cause troubles in paradise, because who will look after Hallie and Neil Michael? Don't forget how in season 12 she actually hid from her own kids in their playhouse. Point being, she's already feeling overwhelmed, so if on top of that Howard is also busy, how on earth will they balance out their work schedules with family life? Remember, Stewart isn't available for babysitting anymore, and the kids seem to be a handful. Right, here's how we think the show could solve their crisis. Either Bernadette will become a stay-at-home mom, nope, forget that one. We think Penny would be perfect to help look after their kids. Considering she's going to be a first-time mom, this could be a good practice run for when her and Leonard's own little one comes. We think it would be awesome if Penny's kid and Neil Michael grow up to become the best of childhood friends. How fun would it be to watch those playdates? By the way, we think Penny has more experience than she thinks, because she used to babysit Sheldon so well.
No, you already threw up once. Go put on your PJs and brush your teeth.
So we wouldn't be surprised if she turned out to be an unexpectedly awesome mom who loves every moment of motherhood. This would be such a great emotional arc for her character, who was completely against the idea of motherhood until very recently. Right. Next, unraveling the mystery of Howard's dad. There were many unanswered questions about Howard's estranged dad, Sam, including the content of that letter to his son, which, as you remember, Howard burned. For that reason, but also because Sheldon actually reads it, so knows its contents, we think this is a storyline that will be explored. Sheldon eventually described what the letter said off-screen, which led to the scene that hinted at the letter's possible contents. All Howard's friends took chances at describing the letter. For example, Sheldon said it was a map leading to One-Eyed Willie's treasure. Penny said it explained why Sam left, and it involved him having a different life. And Bernadette mentioned a photo of newly born Howard with a note that read, "Howard, my son, my greatest gift." Only one from the selection is true, though, and we think it might be a combination of Penny and Bernadette's. Right, so here are our thoughts. Firstly, we somehow have this feeling that Howard has more siblings than he knows, so we'll meet them next. Also, Howard's half-brother Josh from their dad's second family will probably return and share details that will help solve the mystery. In short, though, we think Sam really loved Howard, but that there were circumstances outside of his control that led to having a different life. We wouldn't be surprised if there's a letter from Howard's mom somewhere that explains it all. Next up, Stewart and Denise's life take an unexpected turn. Raise your hand if you were also ecstatic when Stewart finally agreed to move in with his fellow comic book nerd Denise. What would the future hold in store for these two lovebirds? Here at OSSA Movies, we think Denise will have an unplanned pregnancy, just like Penny and Leonard. Knowing Stewart as the good-hearted guy who always helps others and used to babysit for Howard and Bernadette, he will be super happy when Denise shares the news. Denise might take some getting used to the idea after their last babysitting session with the busy Hallie and Michael, but once it sinks in, she'll be on board. Next, we'll see them discuss a new house for when the baby comes, and probably preparing the perfect nerdy baby room. Before that, though, they decide to take the plunge and elope without telling anyone. It will make for so much laughs when the friend circle eventually finds out this double whammy. They got married and they're expecting. The rest of our theory is based on the fact that we know Stewart has always been overworked and underpaid. According to the Big Bang Theory fandom page, Stewart graduated with the hopes of becoming a comic book artist, but sadly, he was unable to achieve that dream, and instead set up the comic book store. So when the couple learns they're going to be parents, they will start making plans to increase their mutual income. With their shared interests, the two partner up and launch a successful business venture. Something to do with comic book illustration, of course. That sees them employing a team of employees, taking a managerial role themselves, and having more time on their hands. So they might also help babysit Howard and Bernie's kids. Lastly, when the season finale bid us farewell, there were 3 married couples, asking the next question, will Raj be a seventh wheel forever? Many fans feel Raj deserves justice because he ended up alone and his story was left open-ended. Everyone here at OSSA Movies agrees that Raj deserves to find his true love and settle down like his friends. So we think he will meet the love of his life in Season 13. First, let's look at all his major girlfriends in the past. Right, so most recently he was engaged to Anu and ready to go through with their arranged marriage. But then Anu had to move for work and things ended for the couple. While she grew on us, we never really felt any sparks or real compatibility between the two, and we're a bit bummed by her decision to choose work over love. If she were to realize her mistake and ask for a second chance, we don't think he will feel the same anymore. Longer ago, there was Lucy, who we think was sweet enough, but the match was just too awkward. She broke up with him because he was too overbearing for her. Now that won't work for the romantic Raj. Remember Emily, the dermatologist and horror movie fan Raj met through a dating site? They had so much in common, and her scientific background would have made her fit right in with the group. Now that's one girlfriend we can get behind for Raj. We were really bummed when he left the lovely girl for Claire, who was just with him to get ideas for her script. Such bad style, on both parties' accounts. Because his past loves just leave so much to be desired, we think Season 13 could see him and Emily get back together when they accidentally bump into one another at a science conference and feel a connection again. After that, it would be love, marriage, and Emily with a baby carriage. Do you see some of our theories spanning out differently, or do you like them? Share in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and stay awesome!